So as teachers, I think it's so important that we're willing to leave the islands that are our classrooms. We get so caught up in coming in and going in our room and setting up for our day, and we close the door and we get caught up in the paperwork in between our classes. But the reality is there's so much else happening throughout our building. And if we're willing to leave our room and go walk the halls, go and poke your head into another classroom, see your kids in new environments, you will learn so much about them as learners, because it's not that typical content that you know that they should be doing. It's what, you have a certain answer that you expect to hear them say in a certain way you want them to react in your room. But when you see them in that science classroom instead, and suddenly they're interacting differently, it teaches you about them as a learner, about them as a person. And then being able to talk to your colleagues too, and touch base with them about, here's what's happening in my room, what are you doing in yours? And suddenly you start to realize that there's a connection and you're really not an island. And I think for me, that's so important, because I am the only one in my building. I am the instrumental music teacher at my school. So where I have another music teacher that I can 100% bounce ideas off of, when I want to talk about instrument-related things, I have to go seek things outside of school. So I can definitely do that for my content and not always feel like I have to find every ounce of it by myself. It's not just me digging for every piece of information. There is a bank of knowledge out there, whether it is within your school to learn about your specific kids, to learn about what they're learning in each part of their day, or whether it's from your colleagues out in all of these other schools. I really think we are in a really cool situation being in a county. I came growing up out of a district, and you were limited to a few elementary schools, one middle school, one high school. Well, now all of a sudden we have this sea of schools, and every one of those schools has somebody that teaches what you do. So learning about what it's like in a different environment, learning what it's like to a different dynamic of child, and realizing what you can pull into your classroom is one of the coolest parts of our job, because it really just gets you excited about what you do. You're constantly getting new ideas, and when we've got fresh new ideas, our kids are energized about what they're going to learn, and they're going to pick up the content even better. I am inspired to be a part of Harford County Public Schools.